proceed, we are going to look at aggregate functions today. Aggregate functions is simply very, very important as a data analyst or in any field you have when it comes to data management, data analysis, data science, data engineer. You need to understand aggregate functions. It's in Excel, it's in Power BI, it's in Tableau, it's in SQL, it's in Python, and most of the programming language that deals with data analysis. Okay, so we are going to look at about 5 types of aggregate functions, or 5 functions that that are basic. Okay, the first one is sum. So the second one is minimum. That is the short form is min. The other one is maximum. Then the other one is average, and the other one is count. So we call it aggregate because you are dealing with collections. So when you have a collections of data, sometimes these are things that are very, very popular. You are bound to find some. When you're talking about some, you're talking about aggregating things together. That is considering collections. The same thing with minimum. You can't find minimum of only one value. That is the only value that is. So how are you finding minimum? So you are considering several quantities or several data or several parameters. Okay, maximum, the same thing with average, same thing with count. Okay, so let's move straight to the practicals. So we are in the practicals now. So let's quickly use world. That is, let's run this first one, which is use world. Use world is just so that we pinpoint the database, so that we can focus on this database. Let me put it up down there. So it has highlighted word now because I have several databases here. So if I run this one now, select star from continent. So I'm selecting everything from the continent. So I'm using continent table because I have 2 tables here. If you check, I have 2 tables here. Okay, I have 2 tables. So we have continents. I have 2 tables, continent and countries. So I'm using continent now. We did it last week, so I'm continuing from there. So we select everything from continent. We have the ID, the continent name, the continent population. Okay, so these are numbers. So aggregate functions usually apply in numbers, quantitative values. That's what I mean, not categorical values or qualitative values. Okay, so they are applied in numbers like amounts of sum of spending, like you have currency, this total spending, all this kind of stuff, like age, population, GDP. All those are quantitative values. Okay, so that's what you apply. You apply aggregate functions on them. So let's look at the first one. So I've commented here now. I've written a caption so that you know the topic we are doing. So aggregate function, minimum, maximum, count, sum, and average. So let's do minimum first. So you say select. So we say select what? So min is minimum of what? You can just touch it and come to population. Make sure it's quantitative values you are running it on. Quantitative values. Population is quantitative values. If you import the data from somewhere else and it's a text value, like they are looking at this with quantity, but sometimes they are read as text. So you have to convert them to numbers. You understand? So that is where you can find minimum. Is that clear now? So minimum of what? Select minimum of population, minimum population within that column now. From what? From a table. What is the name of the table? Continent. Okay, from continent. So if you run it now, you're going to see it's going to give you the minimum population. So this the minimum population now. So let me do the other one. So I'm going to teach you something right now beyond this now, which is this. It has given us minimum population. This is the name of the result, minimum population, because we put it like this. So we can decide to change the name. We can alter the name by giving it alias. Alias means alias, or also known as what you also know stuff as. So as, let me write it as what? I want to name the minimum population as, let me just call it lowest. Let me call it lowest population. I don't want space here, please. That's why I'm concatenating with double underscore. So lowest population. So you can just say lowest or lowest population. So it's going to name it as lowest. Okay. So instead of naming it as minimum population as the answer to the answer to the solution. Okay. So if I run it now, it's going to change it to lowest population. So you can decide to change the name, like giving it using the keyword as. Let's also call alias. Okay. Or alias if you like. Some people can call it alias. Okay. So that is for minimum. So let's go to maximum. What I will do, it's quite very simple. So I'll just, so I'll write, let me just comment it. So maximum, let me just call it. So this is maximum. So this one is not part of the command. This is just a comment, like a short note I'm writing there. I don't want it to be executed. That's why I write it as stuff here now. So, okay. So you change it to max population as, let me just say highest. Let me call this one highest. Okay. Highest. So if I run it, it's going to have Oh, sorry. So I run it here. Any issue, highest population, okay, from continent, okay. So let me run it again and see what's the, oh, there's a problem here right now. So function word dot man does not exist. Oh, okay, sorry, there's a problem here. Max, it's not Mac man, max, okay. So if you run it now, let me run it. Let me put the cursor here, then run it. You see that it has come to this value. That is the highest population, okay. So we have done that of let me zoom it out. We have done that of maximum. So let's do the other one, which is what count. So let me call it total, total number, total quantity, total count, total count, or total numbers. Total numbers. So I want to count it. There are about, I don't know how many countries. Let me run it again. Let me just show you. So you see it. If you check it now, you see that there are about 5 continents in this case. 5 continents. So it's going to give me 5. It's going to count it. Row counts. It's talking about row counts in this case. So let me run it. Let me just copy and paste that. So I'll call it count. Okay, count. Okay. So let me just get total number. Let me delete this one. Total number of continents. Let me call it normal continents. Okay. Yeah. So if I run it now, total number of continents. So it's going to count everything. Oh, sorry. I'm going to run this. So I have this now. Let me run it again. Okay. Yeah. So it's 5 continents that are there. So it has already given me the update. Okay. Now I think okay, you have 2 more now. Let me do the other 2 more. So the other one I want to do is sum of total population, or let me just say total population. Okay, total population. Okay, total population. You have it. You can call it some sum, just sum. Let me say total population. Let me put total here. Total population. Okay, so if I run it and see, you see it's giving me that value right now. I can call the value because I didn't format the numbers. 30, you have to group them by zeros. I didn't do that, so I can't. So maybe you call it naira 40 million, whatever you want to call it. Okay, you can count the number of results, zero. Okay, now the last one is average. So let me call it average. Average population. Okay. So you come here now. Let me just copy and paste. So that one you call it average. I think AVG. See AVG, yeah, AVG, please. Some program is average. You spell it everything. I think that is probably also. So average population. Let me just call it average population here. Average population. So if I run it now, it's gonna give me an average population, maybe about whatever. Okay, 198, whatever. So that is aggregate function. So we have done about 5 of them. The first one we did is minimum, the other one is maximum, the other one is total, which is count, then the other one is sum, and the last one is average. So I'm going to stop here today, and I believe you'll be able to understand aggregate function. Quite very simple, and you can use it alongside with alias, like aka, I'll say also known as, that is the meaning of aka. So you can use the keyword as. It's very good because it helps to for you to edit or for you to customize the name according to what you want. Okay, so we're going to stop here. So I look forward to seeing you in next class. Please subscribe and support this my channel, please. I'll appreciate so much. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, share, like, and do everything you need to do for this channel. Anything you think within your power you can do to promote this channel, I will appreciate. Thank you.